So first of all, thank you so much for attending the first demo session of data analytics course. I'll give a quick brief about myself and before getting this session started. My name is Venkat and I have a total 8+ years of experience in data analytics domain. I have worked with top MNC companies and startup companies. I even worked with the companies like Flipkart and Amazon. And in this journey, I even mentored a lot of data analytics analysts and trained them. And I took a lot of interviews to select data analysts in my team. So yeah, this is all about me as a quick introduction. And coming to this course, the curriculum that I prepared here is a real world industry curriculum in the sense in my experience, and I consulted with few of my friends who are working as a data analyst and senior data analyst. I I met them and I took the inputs for them and I prepared this curriculum. So whatever the curriculum that I teach in this class is based on a real world use cases. So it's like an industry ready curriculum. Coming to tools that I'm going to cover here is, so here I'm covering Microsoft Excel, SQL, Python, R. And coming to visualization, initially I was thinking to keep a Looker, but based on the people request, maybe if many people want a Power BI in place of Looker, I will change that to Power BI. But let's see. Let's based on the request, I'll change it to Power BI. But first, initially, the curriculum that I shared is for Looker. Let's see if there is more people want Power BI, I'll change it. But initial tools are Excel, SQL, Python, and R. Cool. Let's get this session started. Welcome to the world of data. So in this first session, I'll teach you what is a data analytics and why you should learn data analytics, and I'll give a reason that why you need to learn a data analytics. Like I'll show you the demand that currently our data analysts are having, and the salaries that a data analyst can expect, and industries that are looking for a data analyst, and reasons for this demand. And we can even see what are the tools that are trending in market, and how hard to learn a data analytic course, and who can enroll this course, and why you need to choose us. So all these questions we are going to learn in this class. The first, hope you are seeing my screen. Just I'll go. Yep. So the first agenda for this today's class is what is data analytics. So data analytics are nothing but a transforming raw data into actionable insights. But the slide that you guys are seeing here is it's like hoardings of a blanket. Like I find it funny and interesting though, so that's why I'm sharing this here. So just look at these hoardings. So India ordered like 37 lakh tonic water cans in 2024, and the second hoarding says India ordered 16 lakh packs of dates in 2024, and India ordered 84 bottles of thumbs up in 2024, and someone ordered 55 bottles of a Vicol in single order. So the thing is, the reason I have put this is here is that this is also one of the work of a data analyst. I mean to say, put I'm not saying that putting hoardings is not a data analyst work, but the numbers that you see in this hoarding, right, is a data analyst work. Like there is a guy in this company, a Blinkit company. He is working in front of his system and generating these numbers. Like he is doing his analysis. That analysis we call EDA, exploratory data analysis. So he is doing this analysis and giving the numbers to the company. So he does this analysis and says that we are India, we received this many orders in 2024, and the marketing team used that number in hoardings. So they are using the data analyst to work as a marketing campaign. Hello. it's just a small example of data analyst work. I'm not saying that whenever you go a company, they ask us to give these numbers and for holdings. No, it's just just a uh, like something interesting and a surprising thing to notice as a data analyst. So so this is the one. And one more thing. So whenever, if what we can understand from this number is, they saying that 16 lakh 43,621 packs of dates sold in 2024 means the blink, there is a data. So they have a 16 lakh rows of a data that is there for say dates, the date sales. So data analyst, he analyzed or he summed up or he grouped this many lakhs of a rows to get this number. So yeah, this is also one kind of a work of a data analyst, and there will be many more. Like maybe if you are in a working as a book my show as a data analyst, you might need to identify how many tickets sold for a movie. So whenever you open a book my show, you see that 100 million 10 million tickets are booked, or 2 million tickets are booked for this movie, or this many tickets are booked for this movie, right? So this kind of a things, like this initial analysis. And whenever we say something like there are too many tickets, we should, as a data analyst, we should not say there are too many tickets are booked for this movie. We should be said that there are 1 million tickets are booked for this movie. So whatever we say, we should say in a way that we should give a number. So that is something an insight. So like saying too many is kind of a raw information. Giving a number, this 1 million tickets are booked, it's just an actionable insight. So they look at it, 1 million tickets in 24 hours, that means they see a past, this happened previously for any movie. No, if it is happened for this movie, this is a record. That kind of analysis, like people will do. So yeah, this is just an example of data analytics. It will be like most of the data analytic work will be a fun, I would say. And like passionate analysis will be curious for you to do every day. Like whenever you do an analysis, you will interpret with real world scenarios. You will see an outside, okay, so I did this analysis, so that's why it is came here. And if you see a metro ads and all, they'll publish a numbers and all, whatever the numbers that is people are publishing, right, for a company or anything, that is coming from a data analyst. So this is all about what is data analytics. So coming to why you should learn data analytics. I know if you guys are here means you already decided that you wanted to learn a data analytics course, but I just wanted to give few more reasons to strengthen your reason, strengthen your decision that to study data analytics is a good decision. So let's see what is the current demand for data analysts in India. So in this slide, I'm showing a chart. So x-axis shows years 2018, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, and the y-axis that we see thousands. 60 means 60K, 120 means 120K, 180 means 180K. So uh, these are numbers and these are years. So 60 means 60K. So what I wanted to say from this graph is, in 2008, we have data analyst jobs are created less than 60K jobs are created per annum per year. In 2020 2018, we have only around 42K jobs, or less than 60K jobs that we have. But if you look at year on year, every year we see 24% growth. Every year, the jobs are the demand for data analysts are increasing every year on year. And if you look at in 2023, the trend is like that only, and only this year 2023 we India created 1,42,000 data analyst jobs. So the thing is, I just wanted to show that every year, maybe next year, 2024 and 25, it will be more, because every year the growth rate is 24%. That means this year we have 1 lakh jobs for a data analyst, and next year we might see 1 lakh 24 data. And this is the fastest growing space, analytics and analysis, fastest growing space with respect to all other IT sectors. So the reason for this growth is that the technology, like we don't know, like before COVID, we might not using phone pay that much, right? Every time every month we used to go to bank or an ATM, withdraw some money, and we spend that money for entire month. But now it is not like that. So every day, whatever small scale purchase you do in a phone pay, a UPI, or a Google Pay, or Paytm, something like that. You're using UPI a lot. That means we are creating a transactions for that company. For example, in a month I'm doing maybe a 90% of my transactions through UPI. I'm creating that many transactions of a data to that company. So same way, like when you go to a supermarket, you do a purchase, what you are doing, they give a bill, they enter some details in that in their system, and they generate a bill. That means that is also one of the transaction. So whatever you do, you are creating a data for a companies from morning to evening. If you wake up and if you make a phone call, you are generating a one transaction for that cellular company. And if you do a recharge, and you are creating one more transaction. And if you move from one location to other location, your mobile tracks your location, like this person moved from here to there. So that creates a one transaction for a Google Maps, the moment. And when you go for ATM and you withdraw money, you create a one transaction for that ATM or ATM associated bank. And if you book a Ola or a Uber or a Rapido, you get an own order ID. So that means you are creating one transaction for that company. So whatever we do nowadays, it's all generating a data. But for example, uh, past days and 2 years back, we, we don't have this much of a technology. Maybe in 2020 we don't have UPI. In 20, maybe that time we don't know, we don't have that much of rapid and all. So nowadays the technology is growing, the digital adoption is coming. Like everybody giving their bills, like in small scale also, like supermarkets and all, everybody started giving bills. So they wanted to store their data. Whenever there is a technology adoption, we see a rapid growth of a data. And whenever there is a growth of a data, the companies needs a data analyst to analyze the data. That's why we see a demand for a data analyst every year. And like the technology growth, whatever the technology, the growth that we see, right, that is not going to fall down in any time in future. It will rise. It will rise year on year, in the sense it won't, like companies don't stop adapting technology. They just they just they just adopt a new technology. Whenever they don't use a new technology, what happens, it will fall, the company growth will fall. So whenever that's why people, the organizations, they see what is trending new in market, they buy. So like earlier we don't have this door cameras. Now we have door cameras. When we have door cameras and CCTVs, means we record that video, we record everything. So like that way. And whenever you go in a corporate office, you have your badge, your ID card, you will swipe your badge and to enter inside your office. So that kind of a things, right, that kind of a new technology will adopt everybody. And we see a manufacturing process. Earlier there should be humans or people used to do lot of work in factories and all, but what they are doing now, they are automating it. Whenever there is a technology involves, the data will grow. Yeah. So that is the reason that we see too much of a demand for data analyst. and it is not going to be get reduced any time in future, so it will grow up. So in this slide that we can see what is the salaries for a data analyst, like that you can expect in India. So I picked these numbers from Naukri and Indeed, Glassdoor. This is based on Indian companies only. So this is just a minimum salaries that you can expect as a data analyst. So if you look at it here, the entry level guy can get 6.5 lakh, and mid level guy will get 8.5 lakh, and senior level they will get 15 lakh, plus specialist people will get 25 lakh. So all these things, right, this is just for a Indian context. Even I picked up for only a low end salaries, you will get a more than this. So for example, if you go in an MNC companies, you will get a more than a 6.5 lakh, and if you go a product companies, you might get a double and triple of the salaries. So this is what, but I just gave you a lower end, so you will get more confidence. So you will get more than this with this experience bands. Yeah. uh, I just wanted to give an idea of how much salaries that you can expect as a data analyst. That's why I kept this slide here. Let's go to another slide. So if you look at what are the industries that looking for a data analyst, data analysts are everywhere actually. So the what are I listed few industries, but many other industries that I'm not aware, they still need a data analyst. So here what you see here is banking and a finance. So banking, I told you, right, earlierly we don't have this concept of UPI. Now we have UPI, we have too many transactions. So in earlier cases, maybe 1 year back, what we used to do, we used to go bank and we used to ask the printing of our passbook. But currently every day we are doing too many these UPI transactions. Maybe we are doing UPI transactions for 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees and all. If you go bank and ask your uh, a bank employer, a teller to print your passbook, in 1 month's data your entire passbook will be full, like that. That will happen, like, every transaction will be printed on the passbook, right? So because of this UPI, if you give your passbook to the bank and for 1 day's data or maybe a 1 month's data, your entire passbook will be filled up. So that is the case that's happening. But so just I give this example just to give an understanding that this much of a data is growing for a banking sector. But before UPI, it won't be like that. You just go bank and you will might be withdrawing 10,000 or 20,000 for your entire month's expenses, and you will spending by giving money to everybody. And in that case, if you go to the bank, you print your passbook for a month, you will only get a 5 rows of a new 5 rows of a printing. Now it's changed. So whenever this much of information is there, they need to handle uh, this data by doing their own analysis. And banks also, what they will do based on our transactions and all, what we are buying, where we are buying and all, they get an idea, like, whether this customer needs this or not. And they will see, if you look at in a phone pay or maybe some other thing, whenever you pay a mobile bill, it will give a notification for next month. Last month you recharge with your mobile number, try to recharge this. So they do the analysis on our data, like every company, not only for banking, everyone does this. So whenever you buy something in Amazon, you search something in Amazon and come to Instagram, and you see that kind of a product that is appearing in your feed. So and even phone, everybody using some UPI, phone pay and all, right? So based on this, PhonePe might know that how much and how much you are spending every month, and PhonePe knows that how much a tea shop guy makes a month, and PhonePe knows that how a pani puri guy makes per month. So because they do their analysis, and they even they track GPS locations also. Like there is a lot of use of a data. Like we might not imagine, are they tracking this information from us? So you will get surprised when you go in a company and see what kind of information that companies store from a user. So that's all about banking, and we see a lot of data analysts in healthcare sectors, and we save patient data, we save medicines data and everything. And e-commerce like Flipkart, Amazon, Zepto, Blinkit. Maybe nowadays the country delight, new apps are coming, and urban cap is also coming. They also needs a data analyst to crunch the data that they have and given insights. So yeah, for example, uh, if you look at the e-commerce companies like Flipkart and Amazon also uses this. The one example that they use the data is that, so every they know that what kind of sales happens at every year at each month. For example, if you look at it in a May month, May or a summer, they might need the sales. They might need, like people will buy this kind of products. What they will buy? They'll buy coolers, they'll buy ACs, they'll buy kind of fridges. That kind of sales that happens in summer. And if you look at it in winter, they buy they buy coats, sweaters and all. So what they will do, an e-commerce company, they analyze the last year data, last year January, what people bought, last year February, what people bought, last year March. Every month they will see data, and they come to a conclusion that, okay, this month, this year, last year January, people bought sweaters and raincoats more. So we need, and they will have this understanding that we need to have a stock or inventory for this items this year. So they do this kind of analysis, and they will keep their stock up for coming months. So that's all about industries that require data analyst. So the reasons for increasing demand. So we saw that every year there is a there is a growth in the data, and this slide explain that why there is a growth. I told you, right? So digital transformation. So if you ask what is the digital transformation is, so when you see these campaigns, right, paperless initiatives, whatever you need that is coming to you by your mobile. When you go, even in COVID time, when you go for a vaccine, everything that happened in mobile only. Like you need to register in a mobile. There is nowhere that I saw filling a form. Everything will be in app. We just need to enter our details in app, and it will show the location where the vaccination is available. So digital transformation, like it will be like even our like we have a digital certificates now. We have a digital other cards. We have everything becomes a digital. Like earlier it is like you go to the bank, you go to the bank and traditionally, like earlier we need to put we don't have these fingerprint scanners. Now we have a fingerprint scanners. And earlier we don't have that much of UPI transactions, but we have that much of UPI transaction now. And people stop going to the banks because everything whatever they want, they are getting in, they're getting done through their mobile. And people are going to the bank nowadays just for loan kind of applications, and collecting money at a huge scale, maybe 10 lakh, 20 lakh, but small amount of money they are doing it in a from UPI things. So data explosion. What is data explosion? 90% of world's data created in last 2 years. The thing is, So for example, whatever the data that we have currently in the entire world, maybe in India, for example, just assume maybe 100 TB of a data, maybe more than this, just for example, I'm saying this, maybe 100 TB of a data that is available in our entire world. I could say 90 TB of a data just created in last 2 months. So only last 2 years, only last 2 years is created that much of a data. But Earth created it long back, right? It's in years of back. But only 90% of data is created in last 2 years means there is a too much of a digital. There is too much of a digital transformation is happening. There is too much of a technology is coming in. There is too much of a use of internet is coming in. Earlier, we used to get postcards, register post through too many, like when, and maybe it's maybe 6 years or 10 years down the line, we used to get a lot of postcards. But now that got somehow gone. Now we are getting emails. This is also data. So it's getting updated day by day, day by day, day by day. Like the updated in the sense the new technology is coming every day. uh, Now we even see a robots talking and robots moving and performing tasks and AI things, chat GPTs, everything is coming in. So when this kind of a new technologies are coming in, we see a growth in data. Even whatever we talk now, right? Our phone might hear it, and phone might catch it and analyze our voice data and give some kind of suggestions in some social media platforms. That things can happen. So that the world is growing in a way to adopt a new technology, use new technology, and record or track a data of a consumer to make their decisions. So what is data driven decision? Companies and insights. Okay, I'm saying that there is a digital transformation. Okay, the technology is coming in, and this much of a data is creating. So if you ask, you might agree with all the point that I say, that there is technology coming in and data is created. What is the use of this data? So for example, so I'll give a quick small example how a bakery store uses data for its sales. So every December, what is the big period for a bakery guy? Bakery guy is that he need the selling of cakes is a big business. When these cakes are getting sold, it like every month it will be not the same sales, right? We might see a good number of sales in a December and January. So how we will do a planning for every year December and January? For example, this year December and January, you need to see how much, say this year December, in the sense 2025 December, what he will do, he having this order sales data for in his computer, maybe in his logbook or somewhere, and he go back, you see the last year December 2024 December, you see how many cakes I sold this year, and he will look at it, maybe he might sold 200,000 cakes he sold last year. And he'll, okay, last year I sold 200 cakes, so this year I might sell 2050 cakes. That kind of analysis he will do and take a decision. So for example, if you don't have this information, in the sense you don't know how many cakes are sold in last year, and you don't have this information, it's difficult for him to plan this year. So he can only say that he can only take a decision that how much cakes he can sell this year is based on last year sales. So that's kind of a decision. So for example, he can't blindly, like, to make cakes you need to buy some kind of a raw material, you need to buy kind of sugar, so you need to kind of buy some kind of a creams, and you need to put that in a fridge. Once the cakes are manufactured, you need to keep that in a fridge so it won't get spoiled. So all these things are required to make a cakes. that depends upon how many cakes that you need to make, how many, the number that you wanted to take a decision, right? That's coming from a last year's data. It is not only for a bakery, it's for everywhere. It's for same for a Flipkart or same for Amazon, same for maybe some kind of online stores, maybe Blinkit and Zepto. So they need to see mango sales, if mango is a seasonal fruit. And if for example Blinkit wanted to sell a mangoes, you see last year how much mangoes that we sold in Hyderabad. And they see, okay, last year we sold maybe 2000 mangoes in Hyderabad Gachibowli. We might we can sell same amount now, maybe we might increase that number, so at least minimum 200 mangoes that we need to keep it in our inventory, so people, whenever people want, they will order. So this kind of a decisions they will take. This is only for this perspective, uh, company's perspective. There are some companies, they just wanted to understand how to take a decision from a past data. So there are some other companies, maybe just take some other companies like um, maybe some kind of a phone pay or something. You might not know, every day you are doing some transaction, right? Every day you are going to somewhere and you're doing some transaction, and based on the transaction, the company identify you are like, for example, if you go in office, first you will take your bike and you'll go office, and in your office you will take a break and you will come out and you will have some tea. After having tea, what you will do, you do a transaction through a phone pay or Paytm or anything. So once you do the transaction, what phone pay understands is that this routine, you do this routine every day, like every day you will take a break, every day you will drink a tea outside. So the phone pay knows that this person goes to this shop every day at this time and make this purchase. And every day the price will be at 10 rupees or 15 rupees. Based on the amount, phone pay says, phone pay do this analysis. Okay, this person Venkat is going to here, maybe Gachibowli, and is at every day 11:30 to 12, or 11 to 12, between 11 to 12 is going to the shop and having tea. This idea phone pay will get from your transactions. Not only this, so phone pay like might know you're vegetarian or a non-vegetarian also. The thing is, you every day, you, for example, if you go in a chicken shop, if you buy a chicken every Monday, every Sunday or Saturday, or if you buy some other non-veg, so based on this transaction, every transaction you see, this is from use, whenever you do a transaction, it will give a shop name. So kirana shop, chicken shop, a tea shop, a kind of a shop name, it will come in our transaction. So based on this transaction, PhonePe says that you are a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian. Uh, that kind of a things that will happen. Like that kind of analysis that companies do. Like this, a little of one example, one two examples. That, but there are many. So yeah, this is how the demand for data analysis are increasing. So whatever the analysis that I explained you, right, this is not there in 2 years back. Within 2 years, this much of analysis, this much of insights are came into picture. The coming to the next slide, our tools are in demand. What are the tools that are demand currently in market? So Python is 78% adoption rate, SQL 85%, Excel 92%, R is 45%. I will explain what is this adoption means. So for example, there are 100 data analysts are there out there in the market. Just imagine there are 100 data analysts are there. In that 100, 78% of them are using Python for their day-to-day analytics purposes. And this SQL, 85%, and like in an out of 100, like 85 members are using SQL for their day-to-day analytics purpose. And 92% people, like 92 in 100, 92 people are using Excel. In 100, 45 people are using R. So this is what it tells: Python, SQL, Excel, and R. So based on this chart, you can assume that the most demanding tools are Excel, SQL, Python, and R is also using 45%. But I don't want to take a chance. I don't know, like, based on which tool you will get a job. That's why let's cover all the tools, all the important tools that you required out there in the market. So Python, SQL, Excel. With the and I'm teaching one more visualization tool, that is Looker. But I told you, right? Looker or Power BI, it based on the people's feedback. If more people want Power BI, I will replace Looker with Power BI. So this slide tells us what is the demand that currently there for each and every tool in the market. Is it hard to learn? No, actually, learning data analyst course is not hard. This is the only easiest course in entire IT sector. Maybe you might consider it in a data engineering or software development engineering or testing, anything. The data analyst is the easiest skills because it just read basic math, just just arithmetic operation, logical operation. It doesn't require that much of huge coding. It requires a small coding. But the coding that you learn in data analytics, it will be repeated same for every class. Every class in the sense, every analysis. So they have some required set of coding to analyze the data. That most of the 90% of, like, you learn Python once, you use the same functions, same logics for most of your analysis. Like 80% of your one analysis will be used for another analysis. Only small changes will come into picture. The reason is data is same. Every data will have a table, every data will have a rows, every data will have columns. So what you will do, you analyze that data in a required, like for example, if you could join a company, maybe you might join in a company called Zomato, and you see same data every day. You see same order ID, same customer orders, food orders or restaurant orders. You see same thing every day, right? So you have a required set. Maybe in on 2 weeks, you will understand what is this data is about. You understand what is the analysis that you need to do. So it won't that much of complicated course. It is not actually, it is not even a complicated course. So it's so easy, and you don't need that much of a coding skills. Basic coding skills is sufficient, and basic understanding of the business is sufficient. So what you need is, uh, to become a good data analyst, is you need to understand the business. Domain knowledge in the sense, it is not something rocket science. Domain knowledge, you need to understand how what business is selling. So for example, if you look at it in a book my show, the thing is, book my show selling tickets, that you need to understand. And people buy tickets. The first thing, what company is selling, you need to understand. How company is getting money, you need to understand. For book my show case, book my show is selling tickets, and we are buying tickets. Every time we buy a ticket, we buy service charges, like a platform fee, something 10% of platform fees. Based on the platform fees, book my show is getting money. So book my, just consider book my show is a third middle person. Whenever you buy a ticket from book my show, what book my show do? Book my show collects money from you, and he gives some money to, he give monies to that theater, and he take a ticket from the theater and it will give it to you. All the entire process will happen in online. So what will do, you give money, and book my take that money, and book my show give that money to that theater. and collects the ticket, and the same tickets given to you. So all this process, right? The process, whatever it happened through online. So how Book My Show getting benefited from this transaction? Book My Show is collecting a charge for doing this operation. So if you open a Book My Show ticket or any ticket, you see a platform fees or a transaction fees. That fees is something that Book My Show gets from you. That's how Book My Show gets money. Same with Zomato. When you order a dish from Zomato, what Zomato will do? Zomato collects money from you, and you will select from the rest. You will go to the restaurant, and you will give the money to the restaurant guy, and it will collect your order, and it will deliver it to you. But how how Zomato is getting money here is means here also Zomato is collecting service charge. That is service charge is income for a company, and so that you need to know. So these kind of things you need to know. That's like whenever you go a company, just see how this company is getting money. So once you understand this company, what this company is doing, you you already become a 50% of a data analyst. The next thing is you need to learn the skills. The companies use Python, maybe the companies use SQL, maybe some companies use R, some companies use Excel. Maybe some companies might use two, three tools. Maybe some companies use Excel, Python. Maybe some companies use SQL and R. Maybe SQL and Python. These things they use. So the second step is that you need to learn the skills. Once you learn the skills, uh, you become uh, you become a professional, a data analyst. And learning these tools is not that difficult. I told you, right? Just a basic math is required. Just a small coding is required. And what are the coding you learn for Python and R? It will repeat for all your analysis. That much of easiest course is this. So let's go to the second. Okay, coming to who should enroll. Like who can register for this course? Anybody who wanted to become a data analyst and a business analyst, they can enroll this course. Working professionals who are wanted to change their job from one job to another, like some people might come from some other domain and they wanted to become a data analyst, even they can also reach this course. Entrepreneurs and the business owners also they can register this course. Even I see people once you become a data analyst, you might become a senior data analyst in future, or a business analyst in future, or you can become a manager also, manager for data analyst team. And some cases I see data analysts are can become a data engineers. If you find a more passion and interest in a data analyst, and some people will find interesting to do a data engineering also. So I witnessed a people who become a data analyst to data engineer, and I saw people who become data analyst to senior data analyst, and then manager for data analyst analytics team. And I see people who become a data analyst to program manager and a product managers also. So why chooses? So the first thing is course curriculum. Whatever I prepared, it is for industry relevant curriculum. And the teaching that I do, this demo session only I'm using PPT for an actual work, an actual learning that we do in actual tools. For example, in Excel classes, we do in using Excel. I'll do it by my own, and you guys can watch how I'm doing, and you have to repeat that again by yourself. So that's how you will get a grip of a data analysis how you are doing. So you have a mentorship, so I can give you what are the frequently asked interview questions, and for interviews that you need to prepare for each and every module like Excel, SQL, Python, R, and visualization tools. And coming to flexible learning options, you will get access for videos, and you will get a material, the teaching material at the end of the class. Maybe after 2 3 sessions, I will share teaching materials for whatever we covered so far. So that kind of option that we provide here. Uh, Yeah, uh, this is all for core about the course and why you want to become a data analyst, and I gave the reasons also. But I'll explain the course. I'll just give a bit glimpse about the course here. Okay, these are the course curriculum. It's in detailed course curriculum. I can see this in our website also. You can see this course curriculum in our DurgaSoft website. So what I'm covering in this course is that Excel for data analytics. In Excel, we have some introductory class. Introductory class, I'll show you basic things about Excel, and I'll teach you logical functions in Excel, arithmetic functions, combination of arithmetic and logical functions, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index and match, and date and time function that I'll teach, data summarization and visualizations, exploratory data analysis. So coming to SQL, we have some introductory class. Then that class I'll teach you basics of SQL and everything. So the next class is SQL understanding of databases and table structures, querying data, sorting data, filtering data, SQL joining data, grouping data subqueries, set operations, and advanced functions. Advanced functions includes window functions, aggregate functions, and some other SQL techniques. Coming to Python and R. In Python, I'll cover data types, data structures, programming constraints, and how we can manipulate data using Python libraries, exploratory data analysis, and making an automated business report in Python. So same things will repeat it in R, but the only change from to that environment only. Like all these things are same in R. The only change that you see is environment change only. Coming to Looker. Looker is a visualization tool. It is similar to Power BI or Tableau. But I have license and licensing like subscription thing for Looker. That's why I gave Looker here. Yeah, we can discuss Looker or Power BI later, but the concepts are same. Introduction to Looker or introduction to Power BI, data modeling in Looker or Power BI, building dashboards, Looker advanced features or Power BI advanced features. The tool is same, just there is a functioning is different. That's all. So this is a detailed syllabus, the same syllabus that you will see in DurgaSoft. Please, whenever you have time, please go through it. So that's all. So uh, for example, if you are in Excel class, we have to. So the class goes like this. If we started with an Excel, it will be an Excel tool only. Just a minute, it's still loading. What I wanted to tell you is the classes, the coming classes and actual classes, it won't be in a PPT form. It will be in Excel form. Excel form is it will be a real world code. For Excel, we do it in Excel. For SQL, we'll do it in Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. And Python, we'll do it in a Python notebook or R in R notebook. Visualization tool in visualization notebook. So, for example, this is kind of a Excel session. What we do, whatever the things that you see here, right? This is all created by using formulas, VLOOKUPs, and everything. Whenever I do an analysis, I'll do in front of you so you guys can see and learn and apply it by yourself. Then only you will get hang of the work that you guys are doing. So like a pivot tables, charts. So I just wanted to show this sheet to you guys that it won't be in a PPT kind of a classes. It will be in a real world learning by doing concept. So first you will learn in the class what am I doing. and will ask doubts. I'll clear your doubts and I'll give the same Excel sheets or a material to you, and you guys have to implement it by yourself to create same kind of analysis that I'm created here, maybe here. Yep. So that's how the classes will go. Yeah, this is all about for a demo session. If there is any question, you can please do ask here. I'll stop my screen. And for the registrations, please do reach out to the management, institute management. They'll clear doubts. Yeah, if there is no questions, we can close this session. Thanks everybody. Have a nice day.